I've helped hundreds of thousands of people transition to retirement, and I'm going to talk about some of the pitfalls, some of the mistakes people make, and make sure you succeed. All right, this is also a live Q&A because the most important part of retirement and in transitioning to this next chapter of your life, the best, the most awesomest chapter of your life, is to make sure whatever you decide is right for you. This is one of the keys of the entire thing is people listening. Even people listening to me, don't listen to me. I'm going to give you a bunch of questions you should ask yourself for each stage of your retirement, and how you answer them, it determines what path you should take. Okay. So in order to move on to retirement, a lot of us, when they're talking about retirement, specifically for Social Security, when you file for retirement, when you're early retirement, so under your full retirement age, then you're limited to the amount of money you can make. So some people, work forever, like me, 70, 80, 90 years old, and they can't start collecting Social Security until they hit their full retirement age because Social Security holds back $1 for every $2 you go over. This year it's the 23,400. Anything you make over $23,400, if you file early before your full retirement age, then Social Security takes back that $1 for every $2 you go over. But in terms of money, the mistakes I see is people not claiming their retirement benefits at the correct time, and they're claiming the wrong type of benefits. They should have filed for retirement and tried disability at the same time, or tried for disability and then retirement, or divorced spouse or surviving spouse is a big one that a lot of people are making mistakes on. Spouse benefits, divorce spouse benefits, and independently entitled divorce spouse benefits. So it's important that you do it at the right time. You file for benefits at the right time. And I've got over 1,000 videos. Just to Google what your specific situation is, and I'm sure I have a video for that. And again, because it's all specific to your particular case, I'll talk about this portion should last about another 10 minutes, and then I'll open it up to questions. Looks like we already got a lot of questions. If you're watching this recording, make sure you come back. All right, so money is obviously extremely important, and if Social Security was always intended to be a supplement to your pension and your savings. Unfortunately, a lot of people, pensions have kind of, not many organizations out there give pensions anymore. But savings, if you have like a 401k or an IRA or Roth or whatever the case may be, but there's a lot of people out there that don't. So if you're good, you're going to file for retirement, and you know what benefit you're going to file for, you know when you're going to file for it, and you've got other money out there, that's fine, that's beautiful, it's awesome, congratulations. But remember, there's a lot of people out there that don't, and part of this channel is to help those people that are out there that are struggling. About 40 to 50% of Americans are surviving, retirees are surviving on Social Security alone. And when the average check for Social Security is about $1,900, that is a very, very difficult road. So I've done several videos on this. This is probably one of my the most recent, living on Social Security alone. So check out that video. And in the video, I offer I go over about 50 different programs that might help you help those people around you. Again, this is not only for you. Please watch this for other relatives and coworkers and little old lady down the street. Have them watch this video. Watch this video with them and say, hey, that's a good idea. Let's see if we can get you some more benefits there, make your life a little bit easier there. So make sure you check that out. I've done several videos like that, but this is my most recent one. All right. Another thing is, when you start your Social Security retirement benefits, you can change your mind. A lot of people think, well, okay, I started my retirement benefits. I guess I'm stuck. I can't do anything. No, there's different options you can do once you file your retirement benefits. You can withdraw your application within 12 months, completely withdraw it, and like it never happened. And because it never happened, then whatever money you have received, you have to pay that back. So the withdrawal is not effective until you actually pay that money back. And you can only do that within 12 months. If you're receiving retirement benefits and then, like me, after about a week of retiring, you get bored and you decide to do something stupid like do a YouTube channel, here I am, then you can work. Absolutely. You just have to call Social Security and file what's called a work report. You just call Social Security and say, hey, yeah, I thought I wasn't going to go back to work, but I got bored, or this friend offered me a job. So I'm going to make way over the annual earnings limit, the 23,400. And they'll say, how much are you going to make? I'll probably make, 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever. And then they will just stop your checks for those particular months. So if, again, you're $10,000 over, then they'll hold back $5,000. If your benefit amount is 2,000, they'll hold back the first 3 months. And you're like, three divided, that's more. That's 6,000. They can't release a partial month, so they can only do full months. So they'll withhold the 3 full months. So you can go back to work and continue to, and just put your benefits in suspense. What happens then? You don't necessarily lose that money. Once you hit your full retirement age, they have a system that's called ARF, Adjusted Reduction Factor. Say, for instance, if you took your benefits 30 months early, your benefits are reduced by 30 months. But then after 10 months, you go back to work and you don't get those checks. So you only got 10 months worth of checks. So once you hit your full retirement age, Social Security computer system automatically, completely automatically, you don't have to do anything. The computer system automatically looks at how many months you actually receive those checks. And one day you were reduced by 30 months, and computer system recalculates and says, okay, you only took 10 months worth of benefits. So we're going to reduce your benefits by 10 months for the rest of your life. So you can change your mind and decide to go back and, work and whatever the case may be. And there's the final option is, if you're receiving benefits and you're getting close to your full retirement age, you can actually suspend your benefits. It's called voluntary delayed retirement credits. This is one that almost nobody knows about, including Social Security employees, because not many people do it. But voluntary delayed retirement credits, you can suspend your benefits to get those delayed retirement credits. Delayed retirement credits are every year that you delay your benefits, receiving benefits after your full retirement age, it increases 8%. And they prorate it every month, but 8% per year. So if you wait 3 years, that's an extra 24% above and beyond what you would receive. And those delayed retirement credits, they can't go to a current spouse or a divorced spouse. They can only go to a current spouse or a divorced spouse when you shuffle off your mortal coil. So for surviving spouses, though, they do receive your delayed retirement credits, but not if you're still out there. All right. So and when you're going to retire, don't listen to anybody because a bunch of videos out there on social media says you're dumb if you don't file at 62. You're dumb if you don't file for benefits at 67. You're dumb if you don't file for 70. All those videos are pretty much dumb. It really depends on your particular situation. Do you need the money? If you need the money and you're 62, then obviously it's a slam dunk. You start your benefits if you're going to be under the annual earnings limit. So working is a question when you're going to start your benefits. Do you have auxiliaries? What does that mean? If you have a current spouse that's waiting for you to collect benefits so they can collect benefits, if you have children under the age of 18 or children that became disabled under the age of 22, they are waiting for benefits until you file. So they can't receive benefits until you start receiving your benefits. How healthy are you? Hey, if you need help with Medicare, Medicare Advantage, Medicare supplements, Part D plans, make sure you reach out to my partners at Chapter Medicare. I looked for a place that would help y'all out, and Chapter Medicare knocked it out of the park. They've got excellent customer service. They look at every single plan in your area, and their help is always 100% free. Give them a call, and they'll see if they can help you out, and tell them Dr. Ed said hi. If you've got really good genes, really healthy, then some people say maybe 70 is the best, or maybe taxes. It's like, okay, yeah, I'd like to go ahead and start, but that's going to put me in a higher tax bracket and it's actually going to defeat the purpose. And I don't do taxes. So you have to talk to your tax person about that. Are you smarter than Social Security? Well, in terms of investing, everybody's smarter than Social Security. Because Social Security invests in the most safest, place in the planet. There's so many countries that invest in American Treasury bonds, and people say, "Oh my gosh," but your 401k and your IRA and all that kind of stuff is probably in Treasury bonds as well. So it's one of the safest investments in the world. So if you're better at investing, maybe get that money out and invest. And one thing I've never really added before is Politics. What because there are going to be cuts coming down. If we don't do anything, there are going to be cuts coming down. We look to be about, as of right now, about 2033 or 2034. They're going to be 21% cuts if nothing happens. So it's not going to happen during this current presidential administration. It's going to happen soon after, and so we have to get on the ball, be serious, and make sure those don't happen. If the current administration gets some of the things they're talking about, getting rid of taxes for Social Security, which is a good idea, but it's also going to deplete the trust fund quicker, then those cuts are going to happen sooner. So if you don't want cuts, now is the time to reach out to your politicians and tell them to do their job. They haven't done their job in 30 years. They should have fixed this. So all presidents and all politicians for the last 20 or 30 years are 100% responsible for the upcoming cuts. Health wise, so we talked about your money. Let's talk about your health insurance. Um, a lot of people, they copy their neighbors, and their neighbors say, "Oh, I've got X and X plan and I really like it." And they say, "Okay, well, the whole health thing is healthcare is a nightmare. So I'll just copy what my, neighbor Bob says." But Bob might have different issues, health issues, might be healthier than you, might not be less healthy than you, have different doctors, have a different budget. So always, always, always check out what's specifically good for you. And remember, you don't have to sign up for health insurance at 65 years old for Medicare. At 65 years old, if you're currently receiving health insurance from current work, yours or your spouse's. So if you have health insurance from current work, yours or your spouse's, and that employer has 20 or more employees, you do not have to sign up for Medicare. You do not have to call Social Security and say, "Hey, I have health insurance. I'm not going to sign up for Medicare." You don't even have to do that. You just don't do anything. And then once you reach that time when you're going to stop receiving that health insurance from work, then there's just a couple of forms you have to fill out. You take one to your HR and they say, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, this person had health insurance from work since they turned 65." And you can go ahead and sign up for Part A, Part B, and no penalty whatsoever. But signing up for Medicare is great. Part A and Part B, they're great. It should be a lot better. They should include dental, vision, and hearing, but that's a whole different, several other videos. But there's a lot of gaps. The biggest one is in Part B. Part B has a 20% co-insurance. So if you go to the doctor and get a $100,000 Band-Aid, you have to cough up $20,000, 20%. So that's why people get a plan. And again, don't listen to your neighbor or something like that. You can start by listening, but each specific case is each specific case. So always, 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 I recommend starting with a Medicare supplement plan. Check out a Medicare supplement plan at N or Plan G. Check those out first. That way you avoid the prior authorizations and the declining networks and all the rest of it. But a lot of people, the reason they don't get that is it's a budget issue, because the Medicare supplement plans, there is a monthly premium for those. So a lot of people go the cheap route and they get a Medicare Advantage plan. 51% of people get a Medicare Advantage plan. And that's the time you really shouldn't listen to your neighbor about which plan they like, because there's probably dozens and dozens and dozens in your plans in your particular area. And which one you choose 100% depends on what doctors you want to continue seeing, your prescriptions, how much those are, what other type of needs. Do you get more MRIs or CAT scans or days in the hospital? Do you need dental, vision, all this other kind of stuff? So it really depends on your particular situation. So you can reach out to my partners there at Chapter, wherever this is. Yes, Chapter, and they can help you out. They'll free. This is also the open enrollment period. So if you have a Medicare Advantage and you figure you picked the wrong one this last time around, or you forgot to check yours, or if you're in a Medicare Advantage and want to switch back to original Medicare and get a Medicare supplement plan, you can do that. January, February, March of every year. So now's your opportunity. But for a Medicare supplement, probably in your particular state, in most states, you'll have to go through health underwriting. So if you're healthy and you want to get out of the whole Medicare Advantage thing, then yeah, reach out to Chapter and they can see if they can switch you back to original Medicare, or switch you to another Medicare Advantage plan that's best for you. Okay, and then Ikigai. What is ikigai? Ikigai is kind of you have to find something that you're passionate about. I worked for old Marine Corps sergeant. For new people new to my channel here, I ran the third busiest Social Security office in the country, and kind of type that always likes to stay busy. So I'll probably continue making these crazy videos for the next few decades. But you have to find something that you're passionate about. A lot of people, they define their life by their work. And then when they stop working, I have seen this way, way too many times. When I worked at Social Security Administration, I've taken hundreds of thousands of retirement claims, survivor claims, disability, spouse claims. And I unfortunately, a lot of times I take somebody's retirement claim and I just a little small talk. Say, what are you gonna do now? I'm not gonna do anything. I worked for 50 years. I worked my butt off for 50 years. I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm gonna sit around and do nothing. And I'm like, okay, well, great, awesome, awesome. And then the following year, guess what happens? Spouse comes in to file for a surviving spouse claim. And I say, I think I remember I helped this person file for retirement. What happened? So he stopped. She just stopped. And once you stop, then yeah, it's hard to get going again. And unfortunately, a lot of people shuffle off their mortal coil. So you have to find something to keep you active, spoil the grandkids, spoil the kids, travel, volunteer, all the rest of it. So this is a Japanese term type ikigai. You got to find your meaning in life, and I try to find a kind of an American popular culture, and let's see how many people recognize this curly.
Do you know what the secret of life is?
No, what?
This.
Your finger?
One thing. Just one thing.
That's great, but what's the one thing?
That's what you gotta figure out.
There you go. That one thing you got to figure it out. Old Jack Palance from City Slickers. Remember the old Ripley's and Believe It or Not? He used to do those as well. So great. Yeah, he actually won an Academy Award for supporting actor for that one. All right. So yeah, you just have to find something to keep you going, keep you out of trouble, as I am trying here. All right. So as I said, this is all about asking questions and whatever is specifically appropriate for your particular situation. That's what you got to do. And in light of that, let's start answering some questions. So we got tons of questions here on all things Social Security, Medicare. Let's go through the list. Wilson, what's up, Wilson? My wife and I are planning to retire at 65. We always file together a full age of 67. I will collect FERS. You mean, are you talking about FERS? That is FERS, the Federal Employee Retirement. So you're a federal worker. Can we work part time after we retire? How much each can do make annually? Okay, so yeah, the fact that you file together, that's not relevant. It's based on each one of yours work. So if you are going to find something else, another profession or something, you're going to retire from your work, try find something else. Awesome, but you're limited. This year in 2025, it's $23,400. So anything over that, Social Security will hold back $1 for every $2 you go over. And for each of you,